For many years now, Escape from Tarkov has been the king of hardcore extraction PvP shooters. Other games have tried to replicate Tarkov and none of them really seem to be able to pull it off. Arena Breakout Infinite is good, but it just doesn't feel the same. Grey Zone Warfare is relatively close, but it still needs some work before it's up there, and Delta Force went down the more arcade shooter path. Now, like I said, Tarkov has been the king in this genre of gaming for years now, but recently it seems a lot more people are quietly moving on over to the PvE mode that Tarkov offers. So today we're going to be talking about this. Now, it's no secret that the hardcore PvP community in Tarkov hate people moving on over to PvE, as you can see from sites like Reddit or even comments from YouTubers who cover PvE content. There's a lot of hate towards PvE players. But then also on these sites, you find people who give their reasons for moving over, and they really make quite a bit of sense. And the main reasons I've seen for people moving on over to PvE are: 1, people just can't afford to grind Tarkov all day. People have work or school, or in some cases a family to take care of, and they just can't spend 60 hours a week playing Tarkov. It just doesn't work like that. And unfortunately, this wipe in Tarkov has become even more grind intensive with the addition of found and raid hideout items, making the game even harder for the average person, as now you no longer are able to buy your way through the hideout upgrades and you now have to spend ages looking or crafting for each individual component. I'm level 42 and I still haven't found my second sewing kit to upgrade the laboratory to level 2. Another main reason people are moving over to PvE is the hackers overrunning some servers. Hacking has been an absolute nightmare this wipe in Tarkov, and a few days ago, or maybe even a week ago now, I can't quite remember, there was a massive ban wave getting rid of hundreds and thousands of cheater accounts. Now, say what you want about ban waves, I personally think they're really good and they work in plenty of other games. It's just annoying being in between the waves. Now, personally, I think the hacking issue depends on what servers you play on. I play on EU servers, and if I play, let's say, 10 labs raids, and about 6 of them will run into a hacker. I even had one where it was a hacker who was crawling about the map when I killed him and never had a dog tag on him, so I couldn't even report him after it. And it's situations like that that will make people want to change to PvE. Like, why would you want to run your best kits in labs when you just get killed by a cheater and it's not even like a fair fight? Like, no one would want to do that. It makes no sense. You're putting in all that effort for nothing, really. So let's actually talk about the PvE mode itself now. What actually is it, and why is it pulling so many PvP players in? Well, basically it's a normal mode in Tarkov, but rather than other player PMCs, they're replaced with AI PMCs, similar to raiders in terms of like AI and like ability. When you launch PvE, you'll create a brand new character and you'll start from scratch. And as you've seen from the background footage, the game is identical, as you still go through your tasks and hideout building like normal Tarkov, just instead of other players running about, there's raiders that have taken their place. So when you're wanting to go into a raid on PvE, you'll have the option of locally hosted servers or to use the BSG servers. Apart from Streets, that can only be run on BSG servers due to performance issues. Now, if you're hosting locally, then that just means instead of using a server, you're basically running the game from your PC, kind of like a single player game. Now on to what most people give PvE players slack for. Is it just Tarkov for noobs? And honestly, that's what I thought going into it. I thought it was going to be super easy and really boring, to be honest. But in all honesty, I've actually been really enjoying it. I thought I'd maybe play 1 or 2 raids a day of PvE, but in reality, I haven't touched PvP for about a week now. Is PvE easier? Well, yeah, it's easier than PvP, but that doesn't mean it's worse. Now, personally, I think PvE offers everything that people complain about Tarkov. There's no cheaters and you can play at your own pace. You're no longer competing with other players to get the best gear the fastest after a wipe. And that brings me on to another point. Wipes. PvE doesn't wipe unless you want it to. Apart from when 1.0 comes out, there's talks of a wipe about then, but I don't think that's confirmed yet. Okay, so let's talk the downsides of PvE. Insurance for me is a downside to an extent, because you basically have 100% insurance return rate, since when you die, the server ends, so no one can pick it up. Now obviously if you want a challenge you can not insure your gear, and then if you die you don't get it back. Now for me, another downside is the spawn rate for bosses, on locally hosted servers anyway. I've found that the boss spawn rates are probably around 60 to 70% on local raids, and the goons are probably up at least 80. Now this isn't too bad once you're into the mid game, but early game, trying to do early tasks on shoreline and customs, and you're constantly running into the goons, can be really annoying. But at least when you go on over to the BSG servers, the spawn rates seem to be at their normal 30 to 40%. One more thing that can be quite annoying is the PMCs themselves. Now I know they're AI, and Tarkov's AI always needs some work, but the AI in Tarkov is actually pretty good. But with the PMCs, it feels like they're either amazing and a challenge to fight, or sometimes they're just completely stupid and stand still, don't shoot back, or like they'll just emote at you and let you kill them. But let's get back on over to the good, and one amazing thing about PvE is that it's an amazing tool for learning the game. PvE allows newer players to learn the AI mechanics, learn the maps, and grow their confidence fighting bosses like the goons. It's also an amazing mode for the people who do have things in life stopping them from grinding Tarkov, such as work, school, and family. Now to wrap all this up, what do I think about PvE? I think it's a great mode for learning the game, and it's really fun if you just want to chill, take it easy and get away from the grind, and you're not worried about people rushing your spawn, extract campers, or even hackers. It's a really good escape, and it's still a really fun mode that I've definitely seen myself spending more time on, and would highly recommend everyone give it a try if you've not yet. Now with all that out of the way, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you again. And with all that out of the way, please enjoy the rest of your day.